So I can tell you from my heart and from my experience, with the deepest honor and respect, she is visionary and compassionate, decisive and thoughtful, honest and direct. She is my great friend, Diane Wittenberg.
Wow, I feel like I should get an award now. And I'm just the luncheon speaker. Thank you, Terry, very much. So it's nice to have your friends introduce you. Before I get started, I want to introduce two other young men to you who came down from Sacramento and who are part of the plug-in electric vehicle collaborative. They're on loan from CARB. And so I want you to all meet them, so I want them to stand up. Joshua Cunningham and Josh Boone. It's Josh and Josh Boone. So not Southern Californians. In fact, as we put together this strategic plan up with the UC Davis team who's actually writing it, I am the lone voice like, no, we need a picture from Southern California. No, we need an example from Southern California. So I have our region at heart here as a local. So I'm really excited about talking to local governments. It was really nice, Terry, though, to hear that introduction. And I just have to say, he reminded me about when I retired from Edison, they knew that I had always said, I always want to have something named after me. That would be my idea of success. And so they named the tech center after me as my retirement gift. And after I retired, Ed Kerr told me that he got all sorts of emails asking if I had died. So here I am, reincarnated again. So moving on to the EV Collaborative, which I'll do here by seeing if I can read this here. Yeah. Okay, I need your help. I'm lost.
You're doing great.
Oh, I see, I just needed one more button. So I'll tell you a little bit about the collaborative. Certainly collaborative is a big theme today. This is the SoCal collaborative. And I think it really, the feeling of joining together to make this a success is where this state collaborative and the regional collaborative really come together. And there's, maybe because we've all known what happened the first time around, you know, second time's a charm, or maybe because it's so important that electric drivetrain really come into its own, that this collaborative theme is such a big one everywhere we go. So I'm really happy and proud to be part of it. So let me tell you about the California collaborative just in 4 slides and then say a few other things about local government. So we got a bunch of people together. Well, let me back up. The CEC gave a grant to UC Davis, their hybrid and EV center, to write a strategic plan or a blueprint or a roadmap for how to make sure that this time around electric vehicles would be a success in California. How do we make it sustainable? And that was really the goal. And then many of the stakeholders who care about EVs being sustainable formed the EV Collaborative to kind of advise this process, so it wasn't another academic paper that just sat on the shelf. And we're going to be releasing the strategic plan December 13th. So I'm going to start with and end with an invitation and a plea to all of you in local government to participate in the strategic plan rollout. We're going to be announcing it December 13th. I think it'll be at Universal Studios. It will be somewhere here in Southern California. And part of the rollout will be automakers, utilities, local governments, environmental organizations, standing up and saying, we're supporting this strategic plan. We're working across a group of stakeholders, and we are announcing this initiative today. So we're working on gathering those initiatives together. We hope a lot of local governments will talk about their own leadership in this area, because I really think it has to happen at the local government area if it's going to happen at all. So I'm going to come back to that. But the strategic plan is one, what the CEC was looking for was a plan that gathered together everything that was going on in California right now, and did a kind of a gap analysis, what else needs to be done, and where can any of these initiatives be stronger if stakeholders work together. And that's really what we've tried to do in recommending actions that are best undertaken with a whole stakeholder collaboration, and then just to enhance dialogue. Right now, the stakeholder group is about 30 individuals representing that many organizations, and it was supposed to stop in December. If we decide to continue it, we're opening it up to all stakeholders so that there'll be a much larger collaborative. The people we have now is, we have the governor's office is represented, Dan Pelletier, who heads up the energy initiatives out of the governor's office, Mary Nichols at CARB, 2 of the CEC commissioners, a PUC commissioner, many of the automakers, the regional governments in the form of the AQMDs, the utilities, the network providers you've heard from, environmental organizations, and other thought leaders and research partners. So all those people around the table really have contributed a lot to the strategic plan. And the strategic plan is not done yet, so I can't tell you the results, but we have settled on sort of the definition of success. It's a strategic plan that should run from 2011 through 2020. So working from that framework, what does success look like in 2020? And these are necessarily general, but the definition of success is that consumers are absolutely positive about electric vehicles, because as we learned the last time, you can't mandate them, people have to want to buy them and actually buy them. What drives that is that costs have to be comparable, so that's another goal of the strategic plan, that the grid is protected as the fuel switching continues to electric from gasoline. And the reason this is all being done in the first place is to advance state policy goals that really go around air quality, climate change, energy security. We have a big jobs component. IBEW has gotten active in the strategic plan since we started because they care about the jobs. And there's all the venture capital that's going toward all the electric vehicle things. And then in 2020, if electric vehicle sales are, say, 10% of the total vehicle new sales in California, well, then it's a success. So I'm going to stop there. I have more slides that Enid can pass out about what some of our draft goals are. But now I want to just talk a little bit about local governments and how important you are just generally in making plug-in batteries a success, plug-in vehicles a success.